Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Kengan. Kenny Kengan wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
Bouquett, you son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is a way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the advantage.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. For the young phenom known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA when we all PSR Pub Sports Radio bizarre. There's a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. I guess you all know that we're doing this an hour late because there's a storm in Toronto. You know what I mean? That's so. I mean, having your life impacted by the weather in any significant way, that's so like 16th century. It's like, what's going on here? But I guess it still happens, right? The fuck happened in Toronto? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when a snowstorm hits me, I get annoyed. pissed off maybe, but my life comes to a halt. What happened up there?
I don't know exactly what happened. I just know he's got no power, sitting there in the cold. So shout out to Jimmy. Good luck to Jimmy. I will say, Pete, the plan is, as of right now, plan is for you and I, we're going to break down MLB together here. And then later on in the day, Jimmy the Bag, hopefully going to come in live, break down NHL, NBA here as well. Obviously, the people want to know your NBA, NHL picks as well. But we only have some MLB right now for us to break down. Pete, you excited about that?
Yeah. I mean, my NBA, I do, almost exclusively, hour or minute before tip off. NHL, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'll have to watch Jimmy's segment because I do have a few bets that I've made pretty big on today's card already. A lot of games, all of them except one, I still feel good about.
Well, you're a busy man, Pete. We know you're a busy man, so we'd love to jump for you to jump on later. Hopefully,
we'll see. I mean, I'll just shout it out right now, and you can tell Jimmy about it. Carolina's been slumping. Ottawa's been playing great. The line moved in Carolina's favor, but I did take Carolina team total under, which might have been a mistake, 3.5. The Montreal game is a huge game, so I took the first period under in that one, 1.5, had even money. And I did take a shot with New Jersey -1, even though they're a massive favorite. Those are the three main plays I did in NHL, I think. Unless I'm forgetting
I will
something.
pass him along, but I know he's fading the Hurricanes tonight.
Yeah,
as well with you.
Oh, I also took Chicago-Pittsburgh. That's a game that's kind of like doesn't mean much. Pittsburgh is off revenge. So I took the over in that one. I got 6, and I took the first period over. That's moved up. And I took the Ottawa-Columbus game. Sorry, Buffalo is who Carolina's playing. I also took Ottawa-Columbus over 6, and that's all I did in NHL. Let me quickly glance the comment section in case anyone has anything to say about what I just said, and then we'll get to MLB, and I'll post this shit on Twitter and whatever we got to do. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Troy Torrance. Everyone's in there. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's see if anyone has anything to say about Fab Win talking about the Chicago game. All right. Those are my thoughts on NHL before I hear what Jimmy has to say. I'll be tuning into that show myself. And that's it. Jose Bouquett. Anything else we want to talk about?
No, let's dive into baseball here, Pete. We've got a pretty full slate. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about baseball. We're about, a few weeks in now, so it seems like you should be capping it by now, right?
Yeah, capping it. Capping it well is a different issue.
Yeah.
But no, I'm taking it a little bit careful, a little bit easy, tailing people that I respect, and taking it easy, easing my win, and overall doing okay because I know my limits at any given point. That's so important. All right, so you want to get into it, MLB?
Yeah. Do you want to set up the games, or do you want me to set up the games? Totally up to you.
I'll set up the games. All right.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think,
yeah.
and then we can get into it back and forth. I'll just set it up.
Yeah, I know you don't like being alleged of copying other cappers, so I know you like going first.
Yeah. It's more like I can set up the basics, but then if you do your in-depth analysis and then you toss it over to me, I'm gonna be like, all right, I don't really know. All right, obviously Yanks Detroit is the first game with Skubal going right. The issue here is Skubal touched in his 2 appearances so far. How much of a rebound should we expect from him here? Yankees obviously a formidable lineup, big favorite line for Detroit. First I saw was 160. I'm sure it's moved. I haven't checked. Very cold weather, so I didn't do a deep dive into Skubal to see how that affects him or Carrasco. Some people it affects a lot. Jake DeGrom, I know it affects tremendously. Some people it doesn't. It's in general, I think we can expect Skubal to be significantly better very soon. In this particular game, as is this big of a favorite, I'm not sure about that. What do you think?
Just anecdotal knowledge on Jacob DeGrom and his cold weather habits, Pete.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's like very. I mean, if you go back and look at it, it's just very, very clear. He's just like anytime it's in the 80s, he's just freaking unhittable. But then when it's like 40 degrees out or something, all of a sudden he's given up 3 runs in 4 innings and stuff like that. I mean, you can look at it. I don't know if it's true like this year and last year, but in his career, it's definitely been true.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I was just wondering. I thought you just saw him pitch in New York a few times when it was cold, and you were like, "This guy fucking sucks."
pretty
Uh,
much, pretty much what
but
it is. Yeah.
Pete, I know for a fact our guy Jimmy likes the Tigers here today. I don't know if he ended up moving on them or what. We talked about this last night on the championship live stream. And at this price, for me, it's honestly only Carlos Carrasco and the Yankees are past. I disagreed with him here. He thinks Carlos Carrasco is a pitcher that probably won't be in the majors by July. I'd probably agree with him here, but I think it's still early enough that he can put up a good performance. The total's low, and I've got a better lineup of the
Hello?
Yankees here. And Pete, you can hear me, hopefully?
Yeah, sorry, I just
Oh,
turned down my my audio. Okay, go ahead.
no worries. Continuing on here, though, I just think, like you said, Skubal's been touched up for 2 or 3, 4 earned runs in his first 2 starts. I think there's going to be some obvious regression coming back from the Cy Young season, and it was only Yankees or pass for me. 66% of the bets, 56% of the money on the Yankees here. Line opened up at -157, and I see now at -170s here. As well. So I find it a little bit difficult to try to move on this game. I haven't moved on it. I don't think I am. Yes, Pete.
Jose Bouquett, you all right? You just dropped out for a little bit.
Oh, well, that's not ideal, but I'm still here, hopefully, Pete. But yeah, I just think this is a too high of a price for Skubal. The line's moving towards him here, but I'd rather bet the Yankees. So no action here for me.
Yeah, I mean, if I were going to take a bet on a bounce back from Skubal, maybe I'd take the over 17.5 outs at -200, maybe not, maybe a strikeout prop, of course, maybe a first 5, something like that. And I might have a bet on that before the game starts, but I think as of right now, I will pass as far as an official play is concerned.
Fair enough. By the way, Pete, I know you like when cappers lay it all on the line here, Pete.
Yes.
You love that. Dabby Cab in the chat saying, Jake, if he, meaning Patrick Corbin, throws a no-hitter today, I'll shave my head and eyebrows.
Really?
So there you go, Pete. There's some added intrigue in here for tonight.
I want to fade Corbin as well, but I feel like this is one of those things where, probably this year he has 20 starts. He gets absolutely crushed in 18 of them. One of them is 7 innings, 3 earned runs, and one of them's a no-hitter. You know what I mean?
I think he's one of your favorite pitchers in baseball, Pete.
I love Pat Corbin. I love his name. I'll change my fucking name to Pete Corbin.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. By the way, quick shout out to the chat before we keep going here. We appreciate you guys for being flexible today.
Yeah.
While our guy Jimmy having some weather issues. Markel, Mr. Heat, Joe Tadero, and TC, our guy 2 Cents, both a part of the Locker Room Talk podcast. Very popular show here talking about the UFC. Big event this week.
Hey, Jose, can you hear me?
Yes, Pete, I can.
Are you dropping out? Is that me or is that you? Is everyone else hearing you drop out, or is that just my my connection?
That might be just you. I will let the people in the chat know for sure, and we will let you guys know. Kongs, I do not control when the payouts are for the bracket contest, so I could not tell you. Hopefully soon. But don't worry. Obviously, your bracket money will be coming, and I congratulate you, my man. And no, Pete, it's just you, Pete. So don't you worry.
All right,
we're rocking and rolling over here.
I may have a bet on Skubal to have a nice little start here in some way, but as of right now, it's going to be a pass for me. All right, move on.
Move on. White Sox Guardians.
Yeah, shit. You're okay. All right. Should I restart my computer, or should you just fuck it and just go on with it?
If you want, you can restart. We can talk. I can quickly talk about this game. I've got no action in it, but
all right. If it continues to be bad, I'll do it. All right. White Sox, Cleveland. Cleveland, obviously a big favorite here. It's their home opener, right? They mostly lost on their road trip, but now they're back home. White Sox are not good. Shane Smith, decent first start for the White Sox, and Lively got touched in his first 2 starts, both on the road. Again, very cold in this one. This one might be one where maybe if there are some runs scored early, I'll think about betting a live under. Obviously it sets up to be a Cleveland spot, but this I just think is way too high of a line. And if you gave me a free bet on the side right now, definitely would throw it on the White Sox at the big dog line.
I agree with that. I like betting Well, I don't know if I like betting on them, but the White Sox this year are kind of a bet on team for me, Pete. I think they'll be undervalued all year because of last year. And I expect there to be, even in their over under preseason, there's a 10-game improvement from last year. Now that's being, I should say, the worst team of all time almost to being just a regularly bad team. So sure, but I think there's going to be value in the White Sox here again, especially when they throw out these pitchers that we've not heard of, like Shane Smith, Sean Burke, et cetera, et cetera. Today is not a day that I'm on it personally. I agree with our guy Troy Torrance in the chat mentioning White Sox money line first 5 and first 5 plus a half for him here. Our guy Justin McKelvey, by the way, on Guardians -1.5 as stacks play of the day number 2. So shout out to you, my guy Justin. Here we'll talk about. Actually, we already talked about the first one here. We failed to mention it, Pete. His first one is Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases here. So shout out to our guy Stacks. Stacks. So shout out to you, Justin. I understand why people are betting the White Sox here. I think they're a little, let's just say the Guardians are a little overpriced here at -210. But I'm not moving on it, so I can't really speak in a position of wanting to back the White Sox here. Market in this game here, Pete. By the way, Justin, for your record, 81% of the bets and 90% of the money on the run line here for the Guardians. 93% of the bets, 94% of the money on the over, and 85% of the bets, 77% of the money on the Guardians. So a lot of Guardians love here today. My lean White Sox, but no action here for me. What do you think here, Pete? Anything?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make it official, but if I bet this, which I probably will, I'll take the White Sox one way or another at the line.
Pete, I have a question for you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How many? Now, I'm sorry if I'm asking you to open up the kimono here a bit, but how many plays a day do you make that aren't official, and that's just for you, just for you there?
My personal bets?
Yeah, because obviously we know you make the official plays. I'd say like 5 to 6 official plays a bet, but I can only imagine the ones that you don't make official. Like, how many are you making a day?
Well, in NBA, I usually have at least one bet on every game, but they only come, like an hour or 10 minutes or 1 minute before tip or at half. But yeah, NBA, I definitely average more than one play per game in NBA, and almost every game I have at least one bet on. But again,
yeah, I figured that you bet every game, but you don't make all the bets official, obviously, but you bet every game.
In the NBA right now, not everyone, but almost everyone. Yes. NHL is pretty much the same as what I say in the show. All the bets that I've made, before the show are bets that I've made, the bets I'm liking. Then I'll add stuff if people I trust, say they like something, and whatever I'm thinking about leaning towards, sometimes I bet them, sometimes they don't. And I definitely do NHL live bets. That's for sure. But that's all based on my analysis. So NHL, yeah, that's pretty standard. And then MLB, it's kind of like NHL, except I'm much more cautious, 1 or 2 bets at this point in the day as I, see what other people are liking and why, and how the market moves. I'll add. And that's about it. Not too many in baseball, though.
Okay. I was just wondering.
I probably have a bet on like a third of the games, I'd say.
So NBA is the sport where you make the most amount of bets and don't tell any about them.
Right now, yes. But it's not because I'm holding out. I literally barely even know who's playing at this point in the day, let alone what I'm going to bet on. It's all at the very end.
Oh, I understand. All right. Just wondering.
Or halftime. Yeah.
Sure. By the way, our guy, Justin McKelvey and Dabby Cab have been harassing me about this, and I probably should make the announcement. You're right about that. So yes, Say Hey Plays returns this weekend. Saturday, Say Hey Plays is back here. It's going to be, basically the same format with Dabby Cab and myself breaking down the games on Saturdays. I will be posting the invite link in the chat for all to join. So that'll basically be like a radio show almost. I'll have the link in the chat for you guys. You can click the link, join via your audio, and we'll have you, or your video, whichever one, we'll have you jump in for that game. Give us your best bet, give us a breakdown, and then we'll say adieu to you here. So yes, it'll be Dabby Cab and myself. We'll be breaking down all the games here, and we'll be collecting best bets from people in the chat. Anyone really, like I said, we'll have the link in the chat here for you guys to freely join the show here and give us your best bets, whatever that may be. If you've been on camera, fantastic. We want you on camera. I want you on camera, like our guys, Morgan Spooner, Hunter Engelgard, all those kind of guys. I want you guys on camera. Guys that haven't been on camera. Markel maybe jumps on here. Our guy Ron Lofton maybe jumps on here. I know he jumps on camera often. I want my guy Justin McKelvey to join me on Saturdays for best bets here as well. Saturated. I'd love for Saturated to jump on and talk about his Cubs for a second. Billy Friedrich. I'd love for Billy to talk about what he thinks about his White Sox here. So it'll be a very radio call-in kind of show-esque. I'll have the link up there. It'll just be like you're calling a radio show back in the day, Pete. I'm sure you've done this many a times. You called up Mike and the Mag Dog and you say, Mike, what do you think about the Rangers tonight, Mike? What do you think about the Rangers? Something like that.
Never thought of it.
So we will do that on Saturday, and then Sunday nights we'll be doing live baseball streams. We'll be doing that live on Pub Sports Radio's YouTube, obviously, and we will also be simulcasting on playback.tv. We guys have used Playback before. Playback is one of those things where you can watch the game and watch people on screen as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. You just need a subscription of sorts, like a YouTube TV cable subscription, and you can watch the game with us on the screen as well. It's a nice little hybrid. If you don't have Playback TV, if you're in Canada, you don't have a cable subscription like that, we'll still be on YouTube. Just going to be double dipping there and having people watch the game with us along as well. So it'll be a lot of fun here, Pete. I've obviously talked for a long time here, Pete. So we'll keep rolling here. But thank you for allowing me the runway there.
Yeah. No, that's great. I'm just scanning comments here. Most people not supporting the idea that Corbin throws a no-hitter, but we'll see. I
will be, admittedly, if Corbin throws a no-hitter, I will have Cab on that first Saturday with his no eyebrows and hair, and then I will have to look for a new guest host on Saturday as well, because I will not be wanting to stare at Cab looking like a naked mole rat. So it will be nice to see you, Cab, and we're all rooting for Patrick Corbin here tonight, just for you. Let's roll on, Pete.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else. The next game on the card, St. Louis and Pittsburgh. Now, this one is, I didn't bet it, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it, because it's Gray against Skeens, who's been dealing so far. This is his first home start, of course. Gray, good, struggling a bit, getting strikeouts, but giving up home runs. So I wouldn't love to feel comfortable fading Sonny Gray, but I was on Pittsburgh last night. Big, another one, classic one that if I had done a show yesterday, I wouldn't have necessarily even thought of it or known it. But capping the cappers, reading the tea leaves, looking around, I decided to go big on Pittsburgh team total and the money line, and it cashed. And so now we got Pittsburgh at a surprisingly low line here, with a stud starting. I don't know. It's going to be cold again, but I don't know. Is Pittsburgh first three and first half no-brainer bets or super traps? What do you think?
Super traps, Pete. I think they're super traps today. This is one of the two bets that I've looked at kind of all day, and I think I'm going to move on here. I'm moving on the Cardinals right now as we speak. But yeah, I think this is just kind of trappy here. I faded Skeens already once. He's a very good pitcher, so I got bit in the ass that one time. But I think kind of this whole year, Pete, I'll be wanting to fade Paul Skeens rather than back him. Mm-hmm. I think the lines are a little inflated every time because, he's the most popular pitcher in baseball, et cetera, et cetera. But let's talk about what he did last year against these Cardinals, because he saw them a lot. And this Cardinals team is essentially the same team coming back. They had the most innings.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said he's the most popular pitcher in baseball?
Oh yeah, no, he's the second most popular player in baseball behind Ohtani. I think there's not even a question about that.
Okay, so you got that, and the opening line was like minus 130, and you would say that's inflated.
Mm-hmm. I think I think it's inviting people in, I should say,
Right.
Pete. Not
Yeah.
really inflated. It's trappy, like you said. I think it's trying to get people to bet on Paul Skeens today. Like, oh, great, I get to bet on Paul Skeens. First time at home, minus 135. I think this is a Cardinals spot. I think Sonny Gray, honestly, I know Sonny Gray is not as flashy as Paul Skeens, but honestly, Sonny Gray could match Paul Skeens 0 for 0. I think they're
Sure.
not the equivalent kind of pitchers, but look at the total. It's a 6.5 here. We're not expecting
Right.
any runs here at all. And if we're not expecting any runs, give me the plus money with the Cardinals here. I already bet them. I got them at plus 123 if my goddamn thing would go through. But I just think this is crazy. Pete, his 3 starts against the Cardinals last year, they were all good, but he went 1-2 against them. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, 1 walk, 4-0 loss. 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run, 8 Ks, no walks, 2-1 loss. And in 6 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks, no walks, 2-1 victory in his first time against the Cardinals last year. I could easily see the repeat of that. I'm sure Paul Skeens dominates here, but I did this last time, and he threw 7 strong innings against Tampa Bay, and I'll fade him again. I just need him to get out 5-6 innings in. And if you give me the 7th, 8th, and 9th of Pirates bullpen, I'll take my chances there, especially at plus money. So Cardinals for me, plus 123.
Okay. And once again, with situations like these where you have, maybe, a line that doesn't quite make sense, but starting pitcher who's a legit stud. Sometimes I look at the props. Right now I'm seeing 18.5 for his outs at decent plus money. So it's just that you think that he's overvalued, not that he's going to going to get touched and leave early.
I mean, we saw last year, P, he can go out there, throw 7, 8 innings of 1-2 earned run ball, and he's still not going to win the game. He could still not win the game. Cardinals have been horrible offensively to start here as well, and they've been very bad. But I think that there's something, you get animated about facing a guy that's as good as Paul Skeens. And these guys have all seen him because, again, the Cardinals have brought back the most bats and innings from last year. So this is a very similar Cardinals team from last year. So a 4th time seeing him, I think that helps. I don't think they're, as intimidated by the fucking 100 he's throwing. Sure, he can make the adjustments. But I think this line normally should be around minus 140, minus 150. And at minus 135, I think it's just inviting people in to get got, Pete.
Yeah, his strikeout prop is 6.5, just at minus 130. Nothing too crazy. That seems about right. Okay, we'll see how this turns out. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's going to be fun, Pete. I'll quickly mention as well markets in this game. 69% of the bets, 87% of the money, of course, on the Pirates. Again, I think it's just inviting people, everyone inviting to get in. 98% of the bets, 97% of the money on the over. And again, just get used to that because apparently that is the trend. Everyone bets overs in baseball for whatever reason. But yeah,
Main
Cardinal
34,
for me.
like in Pirates' first 5 in the full game over. Justin
Makes sense.
McElvey, Skeens Day in Pittsburgh doesn't mean W. Trust me, I went to all his home games. Wow.
Yeah, that's why we're fading him today, Justin. So I hope you ride plus 123.
All right,
official.
let's move on. Jose Bouquett, the next game on the card, another tough one. Dodgers, Washington, of course. Dodgers again, a big favorite here on the road. They've now lost 3 of 4 though, they've got I believe the starters are Robleski, who, wasn't that good in the majors last year. And then Washington has this guy, Brad Lord, who did have some minor league starts, mostly a reliever in the majors. And, not again, this one, I'm going to hear what people have to say, see what the market does. Washington, a pretty big home dog here. Not ready to fade the Dodgers yet on this one, although I do think that I don't think the Dodgers are overvalued right now. In fact, maybe a little bit undervalued, but I certainly am going to have my eye out the next month or 2 or 3 for the Dodgers to go on at least, a 1 or 2 week run of being overvalued. Let's put it that way.
I agree with you, but I don't want to fade the Dodgers off a loss, if I'm being honest. I bet you like the longest losing streak the Dodgers have this year is like 3 games, 3-4 games maybe. And I don't trust Brad Lord. I looked up his game logs. He's thrown, one inning basically this whole year so far. We'll see how he goes. But I don't want to back Warbleski. I honestly, Pete, at minus 170, I was like, oh, this is kind of cheap for the Dodgers,
Yeah.
But I didn't move on it. I've got nothing on this game. I'll mention markets in this game. And I thought that they were going to throw someone else with Brad Lord here. I thought Brad Lord was just about to be an opener here, but let's see here. Market in this game here. We've got 93. Again, this is not surprising. 93% of the bets, 98% of the money on the Dodgers here, 94 and 97 on the over here, 95 and 98 on the Dodgers run line here. I'm saying this now because, again, they're off a loss. Everyone's going to walk the back the Dodgers. Do I want to fade the Dodgers after a loss? No. But do I want to back the Dodgers here? Absolutely not. I mean, it's a cheap price. That's a little fishy. Everyone's on them. It just feels like one of these spots where the Nationals come out and sock them in the mouth again, but I'm off.
All right, yeah, someone's talking about how I have the Mets game on my list, but I have it further down the list. I guess, was the time changed?
I'm not sure, but
Now
we'll
it's at 4 o'clock
everyone.
Eastern.
We'll get to it, everyone. Don't you guys worry.
I had it lowered down. No,
talk
we did not skip it, but yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I copied my list early in the week from the list on ESPN.
Early in the week?
Yeah, what I was directed to do based on the the list on ESPN, so we can know how the how the graphics will go. But okay, so but yes, we will get to the Mets game. That's an issue. All right, so let's move on, Jose.
Yeah, nothing for me here.
All right, next one, Toronto, Boston. Easton Lucas, first start this year was excellent. Will he be able to repeat it now here at Boston? And Crochet, starting for Boston, very good in 2 road starts so far this year. Another game where we got cold temperatures, upper 30s. Some wind angled out here, though. Double-digit wind. Toronto won yesterday. Once again, high line. Boston should roll, I think. But we want to take them at this line. The weather, you never know exactly how that's going to affect starting pitching. I'd be leaning Boston anyway. I definitely haven't bet it, though.
Yeah, I saw this line last night. I was a little surprised at how low it was, honestly. I thought it'd be minus 250, minus 200-ish, but I'm not going to move on it. It's just a little bit too pricey. I don't bet run lines. Everyone knows this. Total at 8's a little sus. I considered a Red Sox team total over in this game. Pete, I don't know if you've heard me say this, but I've been saying this since the preseason. The Boston Red Sox and the Texas Rangers are the 2 best teams in the American League. I think that is, I don't know how definitive I want to be, but I think the Red Sox win the division, and nothing that they've shown me so far has really gotten me off that. The only minor concern was a bad hitting stretch, which everyone goes through. They're out of that, and they've had some pitching injuries, but they just traded a pitcher because of how good they feel about their pitching depth. So I like the Red Sox here. It's just a little bit too juicy for me. I know minus 190 is right up your alley money line wise, but I just don't think Easton Lucas can go back-to-back great starts here as well. So I agree. Everyone that's on the Red Sox, I'm right there with you, but I just can't make the move on it.
Yeah, Philly Eagle Flyer, like in the over 7.5, can certainly see that. Spoons Bet's talking about he was a low leverage reliever for the Mud Hens 11 months ago. Yeah, I'm definitely looking to fade Lucas here one way or another.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I will also
go ahead.
mention, Pete, we haven't talked about weather much in these breakdowns, but today in Boston Fenway, it is windy, to say the least here. Apparently, it's going to be mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear with a low around 28, a breezy west wind from 20 to 25 with wind gusts up to 46 miles an hour. And that is towards the bullpen. Towards the bullpen, those guys are, or those winds are going. So, no, I just, that's pitcher friendly weather, especially if it's going left, right, and Crochet can just keep spinning the sliders, cutters, and stuff. So that total is low for a reason. So be aware, beware, I should say, of that weather.
Definitely looking at Easton Lucas under 14.5 outs at about minus 112 or so. Again, I'll probably have a few bets on this game. You know how I'm leaning Boston and more so, Lucas to have a subpar start. Maybe I will make something official before the show is over. Definitely leaning that way, though. Let's see what people have to say in the comments section. Dabby is hilarious. Yes. I don't know if that's a sarcastic comment, disagreeing with something, or if Dabby actually made a funny joke. I agree. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I mean, it's probably more likely that Dabby said gave some handicapping opinion people think is so wrong that they find it funny. No, possible he also made a joke. Yeah. Looking at the comments here. All right.
Steven Harrison brings up a good point, Pete. He's saying Toronto are pretty good against lefties. Crochet went 8 innings last time. That was his longest outing of his career, I believe it was. And he pitched really well. The only reason I'm not too worried about fatigue is because of how early it is in the season, Steven. Maybe I'm just being a biased little bitch, and I like your notes there, Steven, but that is why I was not worried about it. By the way, Red Sox against lefties, and small sample size, we're still getting the plate appearances numbers, but 90 plate appearances, 137 weighted runs created plus against them. So that's pretty good. That's really good. Same for Toronto, though. Third on 93 plate appearances, 166 weighted runs created plus. So if it wasn't for this wind, it'd be an over kind of game. And, wind shouldn't take you off bets. So I lean over.
Man, I really want to take a shot with Lucas under 4.5. It's just worried they might, even if he's getting hit, just let him get hit even more and just, seed the game and he'll wind up going 5 innings anyway. But I would love to take Easton Lucas under 14.5 outs at -112, and I probably will. All right, next game on the card, Angels Tampa Bay. Kyle Hendricks against Shane Baz, who lights out his first start, 10 strikeouts. Is he likely to do it again? Possibly he'll do it again. And Hendricks first start at St. Louis was good. He'll have his duds, but again, he's one of these guys who is for his whole career he's kind of outpitched his analytics, the eye test with them. Just a crafty guy who knows how to get results better than what you would expect from him. Not necessarily how to be good, although sometimes that's the case as well. His first start at St. Louis is good. Tampa, a big home favorite here. Makes sense with Baz starting. I don't know. I guess I would be leaning Tampa Bay even at the line, but I'm definitely not going to bet it. That's just a thought.
I lean under with AM here. He put in the under 8.5 -110. Good look there. Right now, and with righties, there's definitely more of a sample size, which is nice here now that we can use these numbers. 14th are LA right now, 102 weighted runs created plus against righties. So not, anything to write home about, but 2% above average. Shockingly enough, Tampa Bay Rays, 118 weighted runs created plus against righties so far. That is 250 plus plate appearances as well. So I'm impressed, but I do think there will be some regression. So I lean under. I just don't trust Kyle Hendricks enough. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs in his last appearance. You mentioned Baz coming off of 10 Ks, no walks, which is kind of the most impressive part for me there. I like Baz. Baz was a pitcher adjacent guy for me, but I don't love the market situation here. 72% of the bets, 55% of the money on the Rays. So sharp, big, I guess you can call them sharp, whatever you want to call them, but bigger bets on the Angels, 28% of the bets, 45% of the money, 88, 89 on the over there. So I find that to be interesting. I'm not going to move on this game either, Pete. I'm trying to keep my volume down throughout the season, because sometimes I'll have like 10 bets on the card. I just feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But so
Probably
no action.
Go ahead.
I said no action. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably be a pass for me as well. There's not something I'm leaning towards. All right, next game on the card is the Miami Mets game, which is going at 4:00 Eastern time. Mets a huge favorite here, right? Mets 1-2 zip yesterday. Gillespie is starting for Miami. Both these starters pitched against the other team in their last one. Clay Holmes was okay. His Gillespie's second start against the Mets was significantly better, and just can't see. Again, this is also going to be the weird weather. I'm seeing strong crosswinds and not quite as cold as some other places, but low 40s. adding it all up, there's just no way I could take the Mets here. I don't know if I can pull the trigger on Miami, but Mets almost minus 300. I'm just not quite getting it.
Agreed. Low key, I wish it was 300 so I could bet the Marlins here, but I don't trust Connor Gillespie here, especially in a back-to-back situation where he actually pitched well against the Mets. I tend to believe that it zigzags, one good one bad one. Hitters make the adjustments, pitchers make the adjustments, etc. They watch the film. I'm sure the Mets get to him today. I considered looking at a Mets team total over, but with a minus almost 300, I didn't even look at it. I was sure it was like a 4.5. And I don't want that. So I stayed off this game. Market in it, as I will touch on that right now here. We have 97% of the bets and money on the over, 92% of the bets, 89% of the money on the Metropolitans here. It's been kind of the same here as well. It's seeing minus 270, minus 268 across the board here still, Pete. But, you guys know me. I lean Marlins here, but it's just difficult to try to back Gillespie after a good start there.
Yeah. All right. I'll be thinking about that. Maybe. All right. Next game on the card. It's the big one. Philly, Atlanta, Wheeler against Sale. Wheeler, obviously, first two starts friggin' awesome. Sale, first two starts, gave up some runs, but got his strikeouts. This one won't have that bad weather. Mid-50s, normal, sort of a nice little weather there. And Atlanta have been mostly terrible so far. Philly, a formidable offense here. So once again, even though you got Sale going, you also got Wheeler on the other side. It seems like a very low line for Philly first five. Maybe it's a trap. What do you think, Jose Bouquett?
Yeah, I was on the Philly bandwagon, Pete. I came into the show thinking two bets that I like here. Obviously, we talked about the one being the Cardinals, and the Phillies were the other one for me. I've kind of looked at this line for a while. I saw it, and for whatever reason, I didn't write it down, but I saw like minus 130 last night here for the Braves here. Minus 115, I guess. I'm looking at my odds site, and I saw it towards the Phillies here as a favorite. The Braves as a favorite. Now it's come back to even here, minus 105 each way. Market in this game as well, because this will be a very fascinating and highly bet game, I'm sure. 78% of the bets, 83% of the money on the Phillies being super public. I mean, yeah, I wanted to bet the Phillies in this game, and I think this will be the game I end up staying off of. I was hoping that the Braves would be the one taking all the money. Does it make you feel a little better that the line's moving towards the Phillies? I guess. But I tend to want to avoid all these public spots here. So Phillies was going to be on my card coming into this game, and now it's not. So I'm off this game. Total at 7.5. The juice is flipped from minus 115 to the over to now to the under. And 97% of the bets and money are on the over in this game as well. I find it difficult to believe that sometimes, especially with such good pitchers, but a 7, slow. So I lean over here. Pete, I want to quickly mention as well, Wheeler and Sale starts against the Braves and Phillies last year. I find, I think that one of the bigger things I look at is the form against these teams last year. And if one guy just kind of gets owned by one team, etc. Wheeler, again, he's faced the Braves plenty of times, 3 times last year. 7 innings, shutout, 7 Ks, no walks, 3-0 win. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs there, 8 Ks, 1 walk, a 3-1 loss, and 6 innings of shutout ball, and they lost 9-3 last year as well. So that's very interesting that obviously Wheeler can go out there, pitch as well as he wants. He still lose 2 of those 3 games there. And for Chris Sale, who I expect regression from in the same way that I expect Skubal to have regression. Cy Young guy, Skubal's is younger, obviously, so it's kind of harder to imagine with him. But with Sale, I expected him to bounce to fall back down to earth. His last time against the Phillies, once against them last year at the Phillies, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, 2 walks on a home run, a 4-5 loss there. Does pitch pretty decently against the Phillies, though. Pitched well against them when he was on the Red Sox. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 10 Ks, 1 walk. So I lean over, slight over, and admittedly I lean Phillies, but market and our guys in the chat will keep me off. Nice to see DJ Big Boss in the chat here as well.
Oh, shout out to DJ Big Boss. I was gonna say, if Pat Corbin throws a no hitter, I will allow DJ Big Boss to choose female for me to bang, any age acceptable. But I don't think
any
that's
age.
happen because he's not going to throw it. What'd you say?
Any age.
His choice. DJ Big Boss chooses the female, and I'll bang.
Big DJ, we're rooting for Patrick Corbin tonight.
If Corbin throws a no hitter. In the meantime, I'm thinking, first 3 under. Why not? Why not, Jose Bouquett? Why not? You think Sale's going to give up like 3 unexpectedly in the first inning or something?
I mean, I think the Phillies win this ball game. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Chris Sale's line was 5 innings, 4 and runs, personally, for me. So that's why I'm a little sketched out personally.
Okay, yes, it is a deal. Corbin throws a no-hitter. I will bang one female chosen by DJ Big Boss, and I have absolutely no veto power over any choice that he makes.
Yes, and saturated. This is all unprompted. No one asked Pete to do this. No one asked a cab to shave his eyebrows. This is all unprompted.
In fact, I'll tell you this. It doesn't even have to be a complete game no-hitter. Just no-hit appearance. Has to go at least 5, though.
Wow, Pete, you just, oh man, that wrinkle right there, Pete. That wrinkle, Pete. That's how you guys know. That's the gambler right there coming out of Pete. He had it.
Let's make it interesting.
Winner. He had an easy winner, and now he changed it because he just wants to feel the sweat. You're a sicko, Pete. I love it.
Hell yeah. Has to go 5 though. Does have to go at least 5. All right. Yes. Let's not get crazy here. I don't want him to face one hitter, get him out, get an injury, and now all of a sudden I got to bang someone that DJ Big Boss chose, and I have no veto power over anything. All right.
Okay, well, I'm excited.
Minimum 5 innings. All right.
I'm excited to see all this happen now.
I mean,
it's gonna be a fun game.
God, it seems so tempting. First 3 under 2.5, right? Minus 160. Who cares?
Okay. By the way,
go ahead.
It's nice to see our guy Jimmy the Bag in the chat here as well. I'm glad Jimmy probably joined in just to see that bet.
Very, very nice. Shout out to Jimmy the Bag. Yeah, I'm worried now, Jimmy the Bag, about I took a Carolina team total under 3.5. I got like minus 115 or 120 or something.
He's gonna like
all
that
right.
bet.
If it's a loss, I'll eat it. Whatever.
And by the way, Ron Crawford spreadsheet dog on the Philadelphia Phillies. So Ron versus Troy here. I wish you luck. And shout out to Ron for dropping the Montreal NHL pod as well.
Wow, he likes Montreal. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's just such a big game. All right, move on, Jose Bouquett.
Yeah, let's roll.
All right, next one. Another one. This is the Philly-Atlanta game light. Minnesota KC, Pablo Lopez against Ragans, coming off a 10 strikeout, 5-inning start. Pablo Lopez, 2 very good starts, both on the road. This one does not have bad weather, right around 60, so nice weather. But both starting pitchers, in pretty good form right now, likely to continue, likely to have decent seasons unless did you have low expectations for either of these guys?
Not really, no. Cole Ragans I was a little dubious about, but not really, no. All
right, so once again, I don't know. First 5 under, maybe. You can get a 4 for that, I'm sure. KC is a small home favorite here.
First maybe I'm an asshole. Pete, which one do you like better? Did you like the first 5 under in this game better? Did you like the first 3 under in the other game better? Because I kind of think that this game is more the under game than the other one, but I don't know. Obviously, better pitchers in the other game, worse offenses here. What do you think?
I mean, I like the other one more, so that makes me think that this one is better. Jose Bouquett, I had a free play for the college basketball thing, and they let you parlay it. So I did a parlay, and I put a whole bunch of legs in it, and I was like, oh man, there's one leg that I love. All the other legs, one of these is going to lose. You know what happened? All the other legs won. The one that I thought was like, well, that's the one I like. That's the one that lost and screwed the parlay.
course. That's funny.
In
That's
fact,
funny.
I
Who'd
can
you
tell
have?
you what it was. It was a first 3 under as well. I'll refresh my memory and tell you what the game was. But yeah, I mean, got to be leaning first 5 under here. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Jimmy just put in a good note in the chat. Twins versus lefties, horrible this year to start the season.
Okay.
I'll talk about their numbers, weighted runs created plus wise. Pete, they're so bad against lefties. 76 plate appearances, negative 14 weighted runs created plus against lefties so far. 76 plate appearances, super small sample size, but negative 14 is indeed pathetic. Now, let's talk about the Royals against righties. If we're going to be fair here, Royals against righties, 25th, 76 weighted runs created plus against righties. Like I said, I just like this under better than the other one, and maybe I will move on it here. I was going to say, even if it is first 5, but I don't bet first 5 unders anymore because they are the devil. You know what, Pete? Shockingly enough, I can't believe this. This total has gone from a 7 to a 7.5 here.
Okay.
What a fascinating move. It was juiced towards the under at a place like Heritage here, and now it's 7.5 juiced to each way. Where we used to play poker at, had it at 7 and has moved it around here a bit. This just feels like the under here, Pete, compared to the other one. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. I think I am going to take the first 500 here. And oh, by the way, I found the game. It was the Tampa Bay Texas game. It was Bradley against DeGrom. I had the first 3 under. Bradley comes in, gives up 4 in the first inning, then lights out for his next 4 innings. That was the only loser. I was like first 3 under, 2.5. I was like, all right, that's going to win. All the other legs, one of them's going to lose. No, they all won, and the first 3 under lost. It was a free play, so it's all right. But so classic. All right. I am going to take the first 5 under here. 4 minus 131. I'll shop around, see if I can get a little bit better, but I'll make that an official play.
Okay, beautiful. I'm not going to move on this game. I lean under. TJ mentioning 10 mile an hour wind out to left field is keeping him off. That's a good note there. I like the under in this game, but I'm just going to stay off. And by the way, Jimmy mentioning that he's on Tigers first 5 -1 and first 7 -1 here as well, fading Carlos Carrasco.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into the next game here. Here we go. This is a bet that I did make. It is the Pat Corbin game. Not only do I not think Pat Corbin is not going to throw a no-hitter, I also bet the Cubs first 5 with Tyon starting, who was a bit shaky in his first 2 starts. And again, this is also mid-30s weather, so freezing cold there in Chicago. I didn't look into Jameson to see how he responds to cold weather, and maybe Corbin is greater in is even better in freezing or near freezing weather. But I did take a shot with the Cubs first 5 innings, just a fade of Corbin. As far as the total is concerned, 7.5 freezing weather. Not sure what to make of it. A lot of the past few years when I've been fading Corbin, first 5 or whatever. And he would have a decent start, but I'd still win my first 5s because he'd give up, 2 runs and I'd win at 2-1 or something like that. So this, I bet. I don't know if it was a mistake, but I bet the Cubs first 5.
That makes sense. I looked at Cubs team total, but again, I haven't moved on it here. I wanted to make sure everything aligned. It's just so funny that we get the pleasure of watching Pat Corbin pitch here again. You guys will not be shocked to hear that everyone's on the Cubs run line. Money line 72%, 60% of the money on the Cubs. Total 98 and 88% of the money. 98 and 99% of the money. I don't know, Pete. I've got my guard up. Here. Cubs against lefties, small sample size, 115 plate appearances, 143 weighted runs created plus, so good. I don't know. It feels a little too easy. I've said this before with Patrick Corbin starts. I don't know. We'll see. I want to watch Patrick Corbin, but it seems like I've become a Patrick Corbin fan here this night, because I want to see you have sex with whatever woman that you're going to have sex with, and I want to see Dabby Cab shave his eyebrows and hair. So hopefully Patrick Corbin gets that no hitter.
Yeah, especially since he didn't even have a spring training. He was like, I'm Pat Corbin. I'm special. I don't need a spring training. I do what I do without spring training.
Yeah, he's gonna be breaking records this year if he pitches as bad.
Maybe he was like, I suck ass, so what's the point of spring training? I'm gonna suck ass with it or without it.
Yeah, let's use his first month for spring training. It'll be the same results anyway. So,
man, I mean, it's not a huge. Oh, by the way, also for the Minnesota KC game, I'm going to take the first 3 under 2.5 minus 140, not the first 5. I'll take first 3 under 2.5 minus 140. All right, the Cubs game, first 5 innings. I mean, I think that Tyon should be good. He's like using a changeup that's been getting better. Cold weather, messes things up or throws a monkey wrench into things a bit. Cubs minus 154 here, first 5. Can probably shop around and get minus 150. What's the comment section saying?
They're talking about me being a cuck, watching you have sex with woman X. If we're being honest, Pete, that's what they're talking about right now. And Jimmy's saying, when was that part of the deal? You're right. You're right. That was I tried to sneak that one in for my own pleasure, it seems here. But I'm going to look up quickly who the Cubs have faced, the lefties they've faced here, Pete. If you could stall for me.
Also, it's he has to go 5 innings. So if he goes 3 innings, gives up no hits, but like 15 walks and a bunch of runs, and then gets pulled out and a bunch of errors, no hits, but 3 innings, that still doesn't count. 5 innings. I'm getting scared now, Jose Bouquett.
Yeah, I know you wanted to gamble. Here you are.
Yeah,
here you are. So is Patrick Corbin better than Eduardo Rodriguez, Jeffrey Springs, and Kyle Hart? Because these are the 3 lefties they faced. Eduardo Rodriguez, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs allowed. Jeffrey Springs, 3 innings, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. And they faced Kyle Hart, who I don't know if he started or what. 2 2/3, 5 earned runs, 4 walks there, no Ks. So I think their numbers are a little inflated against lefties, but it's Patrick Corbin. So,
all right, I'll make it official. Cubs first 5 minus 150.
Okay, beautiful. Cubs first 5. Nothing for me here, Pete. Let's keep rolling.
All right, next one is Milwaukee, Colorado. And Colorado, a pretty big home dog here. Peralta against Freeland. Both of them have been pretty good so far. Freeland's on the road. Now he comes home. Decent weather here, mid-60s. Colorado off of that 12-run win in their last game. And, Milwaukee, they're a nice little team. At the line, though, even though Colorado's off the big win, I'd probably lean Colorado as this big of a dog. And the total, nothing on it. I guess would lean over anyway, but both starters have been good. So maybe I would think about betting a live over if the first 5 innings is very low scoring. That's what I'm thinking. Not exactly sure though.
Yeah, nothing for me. I want to quickly look up. I should have done this earlier. I want to see Freddie Peralta in Coors, how many times he's gone. Cause I believe, I remember him going in Coors like at least once in the last few years, once a year, but we'll see right now. Freddie, his last time was last year, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. Year before that, he went 7 innings, 1 earned run on 1 hit. That was the home run. And then 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. Not a guy that I fear in Coors. Not a guy I fear blowing up in Coors. Now, the guys that hit him well, it's really only Ezekiel Tovar, 7 plate appearances, 3 hits. The rest of the guys aren't very good. I mean, if you want to count Tyler Freeman hitting 1 for 2 against them, sure. But I didn't want to move on this game. I by the way, Pete, I don't know if you noticed this, but totals are very low right now. Like getting a 9.5 in Coors, like I get it, the weather's cold, whatever, but 9.5 in Coors is low.
Considering how Peralta and Freeland have been this year so far, and they're all both nice veterans, so you'd expect their success to roughly continue. You'd expect lower volatility, more consistency from both of them. I think, right? I think
Milwaukee, by the way, against lefties, really bad. 183 weighted runs, or 183 plate appearance, 64 weighted runs created plus. So makes sense. If you're going to take anything in this game, for me, it'd be like a William Contreras hits prop or something like that. He smashed lefties last year, was one of the best. Probably lean against him here again, but nothing here for me. So we have a frozen Peter Loshak here. He'll be joining us back here in a second. But let's keep it rolling here into our next game, as Pete hopefully will snap back into it here shortly. But we've got Baltimore and Arizona on the slate here. A good series, two teams that you'd expect to make the playoffs, but who knows here. Welcome back, our guy Peter Loshak. A little freeze, but you're back now. Charlie Morton versus Merle Kelly here, Pete. I think you and Charlie Morton are probably the same age, right, Pete?
Roughly. Biologically, he's a lot younger than I am. I can tell you that, because he's on whatever youth extending, life extending, whatever drugs they got. He's on that shit and has been on it for a long time. While me, I try to eat healthy, but mostly.
Okay, no, I get it. By the way, Andrew G mentioning that the Arctic air is pushing it in Coors there. Good note there. Good note there, Andrew. So let's talk about these guys. I know you love Trembolone and whatever loans.
I mean, look,
alive, but Charlie Morton's not that guy.
He's still fastball mid-90s, and he's getting strikeouts. So maybe we expect some good things from him, at least for the upcoming starter 3.
I don't personally. The way Jimmy feels about Carlos Carrasco is kind of how I feel about Charlie Morton. 5 earned runs against the Red Sox, 10 Ks, sure, but the Red Sox are not a team that is good at not striking out. I will admit that. So Sharpie, I'm sure, will be on many pitchers against them K-prop wise, but I just don't believe in him, Pete. I think he's done. Take him out back. Old Yeller him. Diamondbacks offense is good. They are right now against righties 8th, 269 plate appearances, 127 weighted runs created plus. So it's going to be a test. But Merle Kelly showed his ass last time out. Merle Kelly, a very old pitcher, as you guys all know, but he's going to be a free agent next year, and is a guy that is on my list of guys I want to back this year. I just think he's a very good, consistent pitcher. He got, again, crushed at New York last time out, but I kind of like the bounce back here. And I was interested to see what you and what the people in the chat have to say, because I was close to moving on the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Would they really think that way? They'd be like, oh, Merrill Kelly had a decent season last year. Let's give him $12 million this year. Why not?
I mean, he's got to pitch. I think it's more if he's got to pitch this year. Yeah. If he gives us enough 160 innings, he'll go right back in there.
All right. Yeah. I mean, the obvious play here would be first 5 or first 3 over, or run in the first.
So you don't believe in either of these guys, huh?
I mean, I think that, yes, it's together going up against each other. It'd be quite surprising if one of them didn't get touched enough to make the, first inning, first 3 and first 5 totals go over.
Okay. By the way, Billy Fruger dropping some good notes in here. Old Man Morton has started at Chase Field once every season in the past 4. He's 0-1 and has allowed 14 runs and 24 and a third innings pitched. Good note there. Dab fan, I agree with you. I don't know why he's in the Orioles rotation. Dougie Y saying Charlie Morton's cadaver probably doesn't do well here. Jason Myers saying lean Charlie to get out of the window with it. I'm drinking this morning. Baltimore money line here. Lynn also on Baltimore money line. Irish King. Baltimore was easy last night. I'm sure it was. So that's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I just think I don't believe in Charlie. I guess I'll end up staying off this one too. Maybe this is just gonna be a 1-bet day for me. I'm not sure. But I lean I lean Merle Kelly hard here. Market really? In this game. Yeah, I do. I think the Diamondbacks, and I think Merle Kelly pitches well here personally.
I mean, I'm just saying, they've both been struggling, but Morton got strikeouts in his last start, and Kelly, yeah, he was all right at home in that first one against the Cubs, but he didn't get, a bunch of grounders. He had a bunch of walks, no strikeouts. I'm looking at these guys and thinking that Kelly's probably a little bit more vulnerable here than Morton.
61% of the bets, 54% of the money on the Diamondbacks here. So you again, bigger bets, I guess, on the Orioles, 39 and 46. 69% of the bets, 76% of the money on the over. Kind of a rare amount of under bets there at 31 and 24. It's interesting, Pete. I'll stay off. I respect your decision, your opinion. So I'll stay off and I'll watch this game very intently.
All right. I'll tell you what I will. I think I'm gonna, I am. I'm going to take the first 5 over. I'm going to buy down to 4.5 though, which is not that expensive. I'm going to shop around. First 5 over 4.5. At worst, I will get. At worst, where is it? Yeah. At worst, I'll get minus 135. Might be able to get better somewhere else, but I'll make that official as well. First 5 over 4.5 minus 135. We'll shop around, see if I can get better. It's a little bit super obvious, but I think it's okay. For now.
Fair enough. And TJ said you nailed it, Pete. Thinks that Kelly has lost something. So good notes.
Yeah.
There, let's keep it rolling.
I mean, it could easily happen that one of these guys out of nowhere throws 5 shutout innings. The other guy gives up 5 or 6. Easily.
When you said anybody, I was hoping you were thinking of Patrick Corbin, 5 shutout no-hit innings.
That's easily. See, now I'm like, this is the worst AIPP I've ever experienced in my life. Now.
Yeah.
Now I'm like
you
all in.
Up.
Jimmy's like, there's nothing higher than 100%. I'm feeling it right now. I'm like all in and more.
Yeah. You've put everything on the line.
Oh boy. All
financially
right.
and physically. So
man,
I wish you luck.
All right. We'll go for it. We'll go for it though. First 5 over, and I'll shop around 4.5 to see what I can get. Next one, Houston, Seattle. Interesting matchup. I have nothing on this one. Of course, the game is roughly even on both sides as far as the line is concerned. Low total, as you would expect, with 2 good starters. Valdez, first start was great. Then he got touched in his second start. Still got strikeouts. So I think going forward overall, next 20 starts or so, no reason to think that he won't be a quality starter. And Castillo is what he pretty much always is, and I think he'll be that again this year. Not really lights out, but very good and very solid and pretty reliable. So. Yeah, I'd be leaning first 5 under, first 3 under here again, but I don't think I'll take it.
These are the spots I struggle with, Pete. I'm not gonna lie. These are the spots that I really have issues with. I wanted to back Framber Valdez here, and now I've seen a huge move towards Luis Castillo. Right now, just on the market here alone, it's 46% of the bets on the Seattle Mariners, 90% of the money on them, Pete. So just big, sharp action seemingly on the Seattle Mariners here today. We've gone from minus 110 to now and that's minus 110 Astros to now minus 120 almost Mariners. So it just feels like I should be on the Mariners here, and I should just flip my thoughts here.
Maybe Framber does have something wrong with him. I mean, he had an illness that I know meant that he was questionable for this one, but now he's listed.
I saw that.
So he's past his illness, but maybe there was something fundamental about his start against San Francisco last time.
And he's the guy that I generally wanted to back here as well, as he's going to be a free agent next year. So that's all the motivation in the world to pitch. Seattle against lefties, 128 plate appearances. More than most here, 97 weighted runs created plus, so a little below average. But Houston, 27th against righties, 71 weighted runs created plus. And I think that's what's really keeping it down here. I expect a low-scoring ball game, like 3-1 Seattle Mariners. I would love to see. I'm going to check the bullpens right now to see who's available as well, to see if I might move on Seattle here, Pete. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm over either Seattle first 5 or the first 3 under is a very good bet. Probably not.
But bullpen usage here. Gregory Santos through back-to-back days. He'll be done. Trent Thornton through 14 yesterday, and our guy Munoz through 13 yesterday. However, I expect if they need him, Munoz to be available through 18 on Friday, 2 days off, 13 yesterday on Monday. So I expect him to be available here. As for the Astros, by the way, Brian Abreu back-to-back days throwing 15 pitches, so he might not be available. And Hader threw 28 on Sunday, rest day yesterday. He, I think, will be available. But this Astros bullpen is not the same Astros bullpen. It's Brian Abreu and it's Josh Hader, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
The guys you will be seeing today, Ryan Gusto, Rafael Montero, maybe. Luis Contreras, maybe. They both threw 39 pitches on Sunday, so who knows? Steven Okert, Brian King. So yeah, I think I'm gonna move on the Seattle Mariners here, Pete.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I might bet it as well, but I'm going to hold off as far
Full
as
game as well. By the way,
Go ahead.
game, obviously. Full game for me for the Seattle Mariners.
Okay, you want to move on?
Yeah. By the way, just so for posterity, minus 117, Seattle Mariners money line full game for me. Official there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Astros bullpen, Jimmy, good notes. Bullpen 270, 106 FIP. Or whip, I should say. Thank you for calling me out on my bullshit right here. I'm going to refresh my bullpen rankings here. Bullpen is 6th in the league right there when it comes to ERA. FIP, 328 FIP, which is still good. Their 328 FIP would have them in 4th, but I don't believe in their bullpen. So should be interesting.
Okay.
Especially without Abreu and maybe a tired Hader. So let's roll on.
I'm sorry?
I said, I'm good. Let's roll on now.
Yeah, Rez Mob giving the old, I do know a good bet when I hear one comment there. I don't know exactly
what was the good bet? Yeah, what was the good bet?
Maybe
so let us know, Rez.
All right. Next game on the card, Reds and San Francisco. Of course, San Francisco rolling this year, coming off a loss. And now you got Lodolo, who is excellent, going up against this guy Landon Roop, who got touched in his first appearance this year, but got a lot of strikeouts, which is not what he was doing last year. So I didn't have time to do a deep dive into him to see whether he has changed anything up and whether we should expect him to radically improve in the near future. But he got a whole bunch of strikeouts in his last start, which is not normal for him. So I'm not sure what to make of him here in this situation. And then you got Lodolo. Don't really feel comfortable fading him. San Francisco winning, of course, off a loss. I'm not sure what I think of this game. It's interesting, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to move on this game. I struggle betting Giants games for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, Pete. I lean Reds, though. I'll tell you that. I don't hate the Reds here at plus money. Giants against lefties to start off this season. Cincinnati here, 27, or excuse me, I'm looking for San Francisco here, not Cincinnati here. 17th, 92 weighted runs created plus and 71 plate appearances. By the way, Cincinnati, 29th against 29 weighted runs created plus against lefties, 100 plate appearances, 27th overall in the league. Really bad. So something to keep a note on or keep an eye out on there. I struggle to bet the Giants games every time, Pete. I don't know what it is about them. I just never can get a good feel for them. I lean Reds here. I think the Reds could end up winning this ball game for sure. 73% of the bets, 76% of the money on the Giants. That's nuts to me, Pete. And this line has gone from minus 115, minus 125, seeing even minus 130 at some places here. I disagree. I just think the Reds can win this game. I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is, though, so I guess it doesn't matter.
All right, yeah, I might have a bet later on if I hear someone I respect give a strong opinion on it, especially as it pertains to the starting pitchers, but it's going to get past me as of right now. Last game on the card is San Diego and the A's. Dylan Cease against Springs. And, Cease, again, looking pretty good, coming off a nice start. This is his first one on the road. And Springs, nice start at Seattle, but that's an easy place to, relatively easy place to have a good start. Came back home and got hit by the Cubs. So now he's going to be at home again against San Diego, who won yesterday. And San Diego is a modest road favorite here. So, I think I'm more of a believer in Cease right now going forward, although I'm not sure about that. Again, this one pass for me unless I hear someone that I respect giving a strong and insightful opinion on it.
Who are the cappers you respect, Pete? Out of curiosity, let's get a full list out here.
No. All right, the cappers that I respect. You got.
I just want to know.
Willie Friedrich, Rochester Johnny, AM, Jason Meyer, Rance, Lynn Belvedere, Rez Mob, Irish King 97, Chris Warren, Jimmy the Bag, of course, Kongs Clips, Daffen, Spoon. I mean, there's so many. You want me to go over all of them? List all of them?
I mean, I was enthralled there a little bit. Can you read off some more names?
Philly Eagle Flyer, Jeff Slaughter. Yeah, of course, Jeff Slaughter, baby. Dougie Wise.
Sure.
Yes. Rance, Robert Cherry. So many Jose Bouquett.
See, and just remember, guys, that no Jose Bouquett to be found on that list. So when he finds that capper's opinion that he respects, he will point it out to you guys. Dylan Cease versus Jeffrey Springs here. Pete, admittedly, I like the A's here. I really do. Now, it's a very interesting line here. And I think the A's are going to end up moving on my card here. Just listen to this market, Pete. 92% of the bets, 96% of the money, all over the Padres here, Pete. All over them. And you'd think, Pete, that they're going to move the line towards the Padres. This opened up at minus 140. It's got to get to minus 150. No! The books say no. They move it down to minus 129, minus 135, minus 130, even minus 126 at Heritage. Jeffrey Springs, I'll steal a term from Sharpie. Jeffrey Springs is in my little black book. He's on my list. I put him on there after. He just has to stay healthy, and he got crushed in his last start. I backed him, and I think he comes back. I think he pitches well here. Dylan Cease, another guy, he's pitching for a contract, so I think he pitches well. But I think that the market movement, I think the market kind of speaks for itself. Give me the Oakland A's here. Full game. I'm going to double check bullpens. I'm going to pray that some of these bullpen arms for the Padres aren't going to pitch today because they're all very good. But I'm going to move on the A's here, some form or fashion.
Yeah, I really don't. When Springs was on Tampa Bay, and we know Tampa Bay works magic with all pitchers. That's possible at all times. All pitchers, Tampa Bay. He was like a bet on or pass, and he was undervalued a lot of times. I was betting on him. Other teams, team total unders and stuff like that. But now that he's on a different team, it's very wait and see for me with him. Yeah, he's 32. I'm just not, but you're high on him going forward.
Yeah, because I think he took all that stuff from Tampa Bay, and he's just bringing it over to Oakland here. And I think he kind of, figured it out how to pitch. He's figured out that he just needs to fucking throw change-ups.
Yeah.
And I think that can get him there. And I think the A's do a decent job with their pitchers. It's not like the fucking Tampa Bay Rays, obviously. But I think they brought in these old guys for a reason. They're trying to win. I think Jeffrey Springs can be that guy. By the way, officially A's money line plus 121 for me, Pete. The thing that got me over the edge full game, Jason Adam, back-to-back days throwing. I doubt he goes again. Jeremiah Estrada, back-to-back days throwing. I doubt he goes again. Robert Suarez, back-to-back games throwing. I doubt he goes again. And those are the big three right there. That's your full ass combo right there. And Adams, Estrada, and Suarez there. Now, I mean, Estrada and Suarez threw 17 and then 10 and 9. So it's only 27 and 26 pitches. But I just do not believe they will throw them 3 games in a row. High value bullpen arms this early in the season. So, A's for me here, full game.
Yeah, you're right. I might tail that Jose Bouquett. I'm not going to add it to my official slate here, but I might tail that.
And this will determine how much respect I have as a capper if it wins or not. If it's an epic loss, zero respect.
Yep. Sometimes it all and there's variance with one pay. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're all in and they're variant. You need luck on your side. All right, Jose Bouquett, that's the entire card. I've given 3 official plays, which I think is okay. I do take it cautiously in MLB.
Yeah, we know.
Until I feel like I have a better feel for everything, and it's possible. Go ahead.
The thing, Pete, is you have 3 official plays, but you have like 17 that you've got in the back burner.
Right.
So you say you're
So-
taking it cautiously, but we know you're not.
Well, I haven't bet a lot of the things I'm thinking about yet, Jose Bouquet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. I don't know if I
Okay.
will, Yeah, I think Scooball bounces back, but do I want him at minus 160? I don't know. Do I want his outs prop? Sure. At minus 200? Maybe. I don't know. Tailing the White Sox, tailing Troy Torrance, the White Sox. I might do that. The Pittsburgh game? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to pass on that one. A lot of passes here. Easton Lucas, though, under 14 and a half outs is something that looking very appealing. Everything else is pretty iffy, Jose Bouquet. And then, of course, the old Philly Atlanta first 3 under 2.5 minus 160. I'm probably going to pass on that. It just seems so obvious and probably it cashes, but yeah, I'll probably pass on that.
Okay, beautiful. So that's all your action here?
Yeah. Might bet Colorado, maybe not. Might tail you on Seattle, might tail you on Oakland, on the A's. That's it for now, officially.
All right, beautiful. Well, I'll let you guys know my 3 official plays here. For me, Cardinals money line plus 123, Mariners money line minus 117, A's money line plus 127 there for me, guys. So it's going to be a fun one. I cannot wait. Pete, you're a busy guy. You're not going to tell us what you're going to be doing later, but what are you going to get to later?
Well, first of all, let me just for official tracking purposes, Minnesota KC first 3 under 2.5 minus 140, Cubs first 5 minus 150, and Baltimore Arizona first 5 over 4.5 minus 135. And then in NHL, I can tell you what I bet and what I'm thinking about. I did bet Carolina team total under 3.5, but look at that, a huge market move. Now they're all the way up to Buffalo's like a plus 205 dog now. That's unreal. Chicago and the Pens, I did bet the first period over, and I bet the full game over at 6. That's up to 6.5. So maybe I'd make that official here. New Jersey against Boston, I did bet a -1. Seems very, very obvious. You never know when a team like Boston at this point in the year will just decide to show up on the road. But I did take a shot with New Jersey -1. The Toronto-Florida game, that's interesting and pretty crazy. Of course, Florida, we've talked about that with Jimmy the Bag. Florida, terrible. Now they're back home. They just lost all their games on their road trip. They've lost 5 in a row. And now they're a huge home favorite against Toronto. So I don't know about that. Detroit, Montreal. Ron Crawford likes Montreal, and that line has moved in Montreal's favor significantly. So maybe I'll tail that. The bet I made last night was the first period under 1.5 at like 100. Ottawa, Columbus. I also hit the over 6 in that one. That has not moved. And I didn't take the first period under in that one, just the full game. Columbus having trouble scoring, but they should be able to come back. And the other games, nothing in the NHL. Man.
Well, Pete, I appreciate it. Thank you for being flexible today.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. My pleasure. Shout out to everyone. Can I dip out now, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah. Let's give people some shout outs here. And let's remind everyone real quick that we will be having the NBA and NHL sections of this show. It's going to be later on in the day, hopefully. Pete will be busy, so it'll be me and Jimmy doing our damn thing. But again, Pete, what are you doing later today, huh?
I can't say that publicly on a live stream, Jose Bouquet. Come on,
Okay,
man.
I thought I asked.
No, it's
but
not. You know I'm not going to ask that. But I will say, Chris Warren, Bulls plus 12.5 minus 110, and Torrey Coker said Bulls plus 12.5 was his play of the day. Now, I haven't bet it yet, but Cleveland's still trying to lock down their spot, and they're off a loss. I thought Cleveland first half might be a no-brainer play, but maybe not.
That's, Sweaty Butcher is right. You probably just have a witness protection meeting, so I'm glad that we cannot blow up that spot here. So nice to see you, Sweaty Butcher, in the chat, by the way, as well. So yes, we're going to do the NBA and NHL segments later on the show, or later on the day, I should say. Hopefully our guy Jimmy the Bag gets his power back. Mother Nature, like Spoon says, is fucking drunk up there in Canada. Pete, thank you for doing the MLB section of the show with me. Hopefully I'll see you very soon, and hopefully you can get some money here in the MLB, and maybe you'll like it a little more by then.
Absolutely. I will see y'all next week.
Beautiful. See you later, Pete. Thank you guys all for joining us here. We appreciate you guys all at all times being a part of the show. Dougie Wise, Raz Mob, Jason Meyer, Gerald Jones, Sweaty there, Spoons, Kongs, AM, Johnny Rochester, Chris Warren, Nasty Nate, Dabby Cab, all you guys, Billy Friedrich, Robert Cherry, also in the chat, TJ, Troy Torrance, everyone mixing it up here, Kongs Clips, appreciate you guys. We're going to be back here in the NHL hopefully very soon. Just keep an eye out on our Twitter pages. You see mine below there at Jose Bouquett. Follow me there. You'll see me retweet our guy at Jimmy the Bag here. And he will join us here shortly. Well, I guess later on today, and we'll cap the NHL NBA here. Let's just fingers crossed, everyone, that power comes back here. So appreciate you guys. Cuban Connect. Nice to see you, my guy. As a reminder for you guys, Saturday, Say Hey Plays is back. We're going to be doing me and Dabby Cab hosting the show. I'm going to post the link to join our show in the chat, and that will allow you guys to jump in. It's going to be an old-fashioned kind of radio show kind of vibe. You guys jump in. If you have a best bet, you want to talk about something in a baseball game, you jump in. We'll break down each game and let us know what game you guys are on, and we will bring you guys on to talk about that game. So, like I said earlier, me and Cab are breaking the game down. We talk Pirates, Reds, and our guy Justin McKelvey wants to jump on. The link will be right there. All he has to do is click the top of the you guys will see it. It'll be hung down there. It's pinned at the top. You click it, you'll join us. You can join with your camera, without your camera. Doesn't really matter to us. We want to see your beautiful faces, but like I said, it could be a radio show kind of feel. You call in and you say, this is my best bet, this is why, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So tune in for Saturdays. It's going to be very, very fun. I cannot wait for that. And by the way, did Michael Malone really get fired? Here is that real life that you guys are tweeting out, or Chris Warren? That's crazy. If he does, I know Michael Malone and the GM of Denver weren't seeing eye to eye for a long ass time, but did he really get fired here? That is nuts. If so, here, and yeah, that is crazy. They just fired Michael Malone like that. Wow, that is crazy. Wow. Okay, well, there you go. There's your breaking news to end the show there as well. We'll talk about that, and I'm sure much, much more. Don't forget, Saturday Say Hey Plays, Sunday Say Hey live streams, and later today, Jimmy the Bag, myself, breaking down NHL and NBA here coming soon. So tune in, say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.